Now coming to our this one. So last class we discussed about the waveguide T's. So waveguide T's are basically three types. We have E-plane T, H-plane T, and magic T. So E-plane T, H-plane T is 3-port device, and magic T is a 4-port device. We already discussed these things in the last class. So in E-plane T, so here the port 1 and port 2. So in the one plane, so port 2 is the port 3 is perpendicular to the plane of port 1 and port 2. So this is the port 3 is the it is parallel to the electric field lines. So that is E-arm. You can call it as the E-arm. So then already we discussed the properties also. So port 1 and port 2 is called as the collinear ports. So this E-plane T is also called as the voltage junction or series junction. Why voltage junction means this port 3 is the parallel to the electric field lines. It's parallel to the electric field lines. Okay. So then what is the important property here is, so with respect to port 3, port 1 and port 2 are the 180-degree phase shift. Suppose if you apply some power, feed some power at port 3 with P. So power is port 3 is P, that is equally divided. It is appear at port 1 and port 2. So the magnitude is same, but there is a phase difference. So the phase difference is 180 degrees. We can say, so the power at P, port 3 is P, it is P by 2 and it is minus P by 2. So that is very important. So apply the power at port 1 and port 2 at a time. So port 1 is P1, port 2 is P2. So the difference power is coming at the port 3. That is P1 difference, P2. Right? That is the E-plane T. So coming to the H-plane T, so all three ports are in the same plane. Suppose all three are in the YZ plane. This is in the field of magnetic field. This is also called as shunt junction or current junction. Shunt junction or current junction. So it depends upon the current distribution. So here, if you apply the input at port 3, that is P, the power is equally divided, appear at port 1 and port 2, and both are in phase only. It is P by 2, here also P by 2. So, but in the case of E-plane T, so power is equally divided, appear at port 1 and port 2, but there is a out of phase. But here is in phase. Only this is the difference between E-plane T and H-plane T. And if you have give the power at port 1 and port 2, it is added and appear at port 3. So there difference power you are getting, here additive power you are getting. So P by 2, suppose here P1 and P1 at port 1, so P2 at port 2. So the additive power is coming at port 3, that is, so P1 plus P2. So like this. So then magic T, so magic T is the combination of our E-plane T and H-plane T. So we have the port 1 and port 2. This port 3 is the E-arm, like E-plane. So port 4 is the H-arm, that is the H-plane T. So now, so here port 3 and 4 are, so these are isolated ports. Port 3 and 4 are isolated ports. That means if we giving the power at port 3, there is no power coming at the port 4. So both are isolated ports. Suppose you apply power at port 4, no power is coming at the port 3. If these two are perfectly matched to the junction, so 1 and 2 also acts as a isolated ports. So isolated port means there is no power from in and out in the same ports. Suppose, so 3, if a power P, there is no power coming at the port 4, that is isolated ports. If 1 and 2 also isolated means, if you apply any power at port 1, it will not coming at the port 2. Okay. So then what is the remaining properties of this magic T means? Suppose you apply any power at port 3, suppose power P, P3 at port 3. So it is like a E-arm. It is just like a E-arm, E-plane T. It is equally divided, appear at port 1 and port 2 with out of phase. So it is suppose, so P3 by 2 at port 1, so minus P3 by 2 at port 2. So, but the power at port 4 is 0. Why? So port 3 and 4 are isolated ports. Okay. So in the same way, if you apply any power at port 4, so port 4, that is a P4 you can take. So this is equally divided. This is the, so based on the concept of H-plane T, is equally divided coming at port 1 and port 2, and both are in phase only. So now suppose the power is P4 at port 4, it is equally divided. So P4 by 2, P4 by 2. So coming at port 1 and port 2, both are in phase only. There is no power coming at the port 3. Why? Because so port 3 and 4 are isolated ports. Suppose you apply same power at port 1 and port 2 at a time. So this is the suppose P1, here also P1 and P2. So giving the power simultaneous for port 1 and port 2. So now this power is added and coming at port 4. Why? Because there is a H arm in the port 4. So H arm means, so this is additive port. Additive port. So P1 plus P2 coming at the port 4. So in port 3, it is a E plane T. So you can getting the difference power. So P1 difference, P2 at the port 3. So this is the properties of magic T. Right? So now, so you can go for the rat race junction. It's also called as hybrid ring. So in rat race junction, the overall circumference of the rat race junction is 1.5 lambda g. The lambda g is the guided wavelength. It is a 4-port device. 4-port device, port 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the distance between port 1 and port 2 is lambda g by 4. So port 2 to port 3 is lambda g by 4. So 3 to 4 is lambda g by 4. But port 1 and port 4, it is 3 lambda g by 4. So 3 lambda, so g by 4. So that is the design of this rat race junction. So in rat race junction, so the power coming at the adjacent ports only. Suppose if you apply some power at port 1, it will coming at port 2 and port 4. Port 2 and port 4. So the port 3, there is no power. So we're getting the power at adjacent ports. Okay. So suppose we apply the input at port 3, it will appear at the port 1 and port 3. So there is no power at port 4. Suppose we are feeding at port 3, it's coming at 2 and 4. 2 and 4 are the adjacent ports. So there is no power coming at the port 1. And coming directional coupler, that also we saw in the last class. So in directional coupler, it is a 4-port device. So you have the 2 waveguides. So on primary waveguide and so secondary waveguide. I think already we saw this in the last class. So I will show you that one. Later we'll go for the. I think is it visible? Screen. So this is the directional coupler. It is a 4-port device. Port 1, port 2. This is 3 and 4. This is the device. So you can see this is in your laboratory. So it is a 4-port device. So any power applying at port 1, it is coming at port 2, and this is the port 4. So port 2, the power coming at port 2, it's called as the forward power. It's called as forward power. So some power is coming at the 4th port, that is called as the coupling power. So no power is coming at the port 3, that is the isolated port. So port 3 is the isolated port. Suppose port 1, I'm applying power at port 1. So I'm feeding at port 1. It will coming at port 2, and some power is coupled at the port 4. So 2 waveguides we have is primary waveguide, and bottom we have the secondary waveguide. So we have some derivations also there. I will tell you this one. So then these are the different types of directional couplers we have. So 2-hole directional coupler and 4-hole directional coupler we have. So reverse coupling directional coupler and Beth-hole directional coupler. So coming to this 2-hole directional coupler, already I told you last class. So here there is 2 holes are there here. This is a primary waveguide. So bottom one is the secondary waveguide. So the distance between these 2 holes is 2n plus 1 into lambda g by 4. This is very important. You need to mention this. So the distance between these 2 one is, so based on this distance, so there is a phase difference. We provide some phase difference here. So here this is a primary waveguide. So bottom one is secondary waveguide. I am applying in some power at, I am feeding some power at port 1. So that is entering to the first hole, and also second hole. In the second hole there is some phase difference. Second hole there is some phase difference. So due to that phase difference, so this signal from hole 1 and hole 2, they are coming at port 3. So with differ out of phase and they are cancelled. That means no power is coming at the port 3. So these 2, port 1 and port 3 are the isolated ports. 1 and 3 are the isolated. Isolated means so there is no output coming at the port 3 here. Isolated. Okay. I'm audible? Anyone, please? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, so port 1 and port 3 are isolated ports, and port 1, if you apply some power that is coming at the port 3, this is called as the forward power, and some of the power is coming at the port 4. This is the coupling port. So port 4 is called as the coupling port. Okay. So then Bathol direction coupler, it's very important one. So here the two types of Bathol direction couplers. So parallel waveguide and skewed waveguide. In parallel waveguide, there are two waveguides are there. So primary waveguide and secondary waveguide. So the primary waveguide lies on the secondary waveguide. There is a one hole here. Okay, this is based on same concept. We have the four ports are there. So port 1, port 3, port 4, and port 4, 3. So port 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the power flow from port 1 to port 2, that is called as the forward power. So some power is coupling at the port 4, that is called as the coupled power. So there is no power is coming at the port 3, that is called as the isolated power. Same concept is so there at the direction the Bathol also. So here the skewed guides. Here there is some so the laying of the waveguides. So the primary waveguides lay on the secondary waveguide. So the laying is with some angle. That angle will control the coupling factor. So how much power is going to couple to the port in the secondary waveguide. Okay, so that will control this angle theta is control the coupling power. Okay, so these are the waveguides. So now we go for the some definitions are there here that we can see. It's okay. So in directional coupler, so we have some definitions. So what is meant by the coupling factor? So directivity and isolation. So these three are the very important. It's not connected. Visible screen. So directional coupler. So it is a 4-port device. It is a 4-port device. So this is a port 1, port 2, port 3. This is the port 4. Okay. So this is the power. This is the forwarded power. Forwarded power. So some power is coupled at the port 3. This is called as the coupling power. Coupling power. Okay. So here we are going to see the definitions of what is meant by coupling factor. Coupling factor. So in dB. So coupling factor in dB. So you can take the power. It is a P1, the port 1. So this is a port 2 is P2. So this is a P3 at port 3. So here power is P4 at port 4. So the coupling factor, so we can say it is 10 log. 10 log. So this is the coupling between port 1 and port 4. So we can write P1 by P4. So 10 log. So P1 by P4. That means how much power is coupled to the port 4. So port 4 is called as the coupling port. This is called as coupling port. Port 4 is the coupling port. And port 3, we can say it is isolated ports. Isolated port. So port 3 is the isolated ports. And one more definition, there is directivity. So coupling factor means how much power from port 1 is coupled to the port 4. That is the port 1 is in the primary waveguide. So port 4 in the secondary waveguide. Means how much power from port primary waveguide to secondary waveguide will enter and coupled to the port 4. That is the coupling factor. So directivity. So it is in dB. So directivity, it can tells us how much power it will enter into secondary waveguide. So that will coupled with the port 3 and port 4. You can say this is the 10 log. So P4 by P3. 10 log P4 by P3. So that means how much forward power and reverse power it will there in the secondary waveguide. In secondary waveguide, we have the port 3 and port 4. So we are taking the ratio here is the coupled port to the isolated ports. So coupling power to the unwanted power. So it will tells us the ratio of coupled power to the unwanted power. So unwanted power means isolated ports. As coupled power is the port 4. That is the port 4 is the coupled power. So it tells us, directivity, it tells us how much power is coupled to the secondary waveguide. So with respect to the unwanted port, that is port 4, isolated ports. You can say another way also. So still the isolation in the secondary waveguide tells us isolation in the secondary waveguide. So the some power is entering to the secondary waveguide to the primary waveguide. So there is a forward power and reverse power. So we can say forward power and reverse power. We can say suppose here, so in port 3, so this is the forwarded and this is the reverse. So forwarded and reverse power. Here you can see. So here I am feeding the power at port 1. So that is entering to the port 2, and some of the power is entering to the port secondary waveguide. So top one is the primary waveguide and bottom one is the secondary waveguide. So in secondary waveguide, so there is a forward power and reverse power. So this directivity tells us the ratio of the forward power and reverse power. Forward power and the reverse power. So that is the 10 log P4 by P3. So 10 log P4 by P3. So then what is meant by isolation? So this is definition 1, coupling factor, directivity. The third one is the isolation. So isolation means, so in dB, what is the isolated port here? Isolated port is the port 3 is isolated ports that we can calculate 10 log, so P1 by P3. So 10 log, so P1 by P3. That is the isolation port, 10 log P1 by P3. So now what is the relation between these three? So this coupling factor, we can say it as a C. So directivity, it is D. So isolation, it is I. Okay, so from this you can write, so 10 log, so this I'm adding here P4, this I'm the P1 by P4, so P1 by P4 into P4 by P3. So just I'm multiplying with the P4 in the numerator and denominator, then I'm splitting like this, so 10 log, so we can write, so P1 by P4, so plus 10 log, so P4 by P3. So log m into n. So log m plus log n. So now we can see here. So this is isolation. This is I. So I is equal to. So this is the, what is this P1 by P4? It is a coupling factor C. So plus. So what is this P4 by P3? Directivity D. So I is equal to, so C plus D. I is equal to C plus D. So these three derivations are very, very important. These things you're going to see in your laboratory also. So definitely they will ask. So define what is meant isolation, define coupling factor, So define directivity. So with respect to the direction coupler. So coupling factor means, so how much power is coupled to the, so port 4 in the secondary waveguide. Okay, so port 1 in the primary waveguide, port 2 in port 4 in the secondary waveguide. So we can define as it is 10 log, so P1 by P4. So then directivity, it tells us the ratio of, so forward power and reverse power in the secondary waveguide. So forward power and reverse power in the secondary waveguide. So forward power is, so P4. So reverse power is the P3 in the secondary waveguide. So not in the primary waveguide, it is in the secondary waveguide. So but this is the primary waveguide, top one. So primary waveguide. So bottom one is the secondary waveguide. Secondary waveguide. So directivity tells us, so how much power is coupled. So in the, so secondary waveguide from the primary waveguide, or you can say it is a ratio of, so forward power to the reverse power in the secondary waveguide. So this you can say, so 10 log P4 by P3. So isolation is the, so it tells us the relation between, so port 1 and isolated port in the secondary waveguide, it is the port 3. So P1 by P3. So 10 log, so P1 by P3. Okay, so from that you can derive, so 10 log, so I'm multiplying with P4 both numerator and denominator, it is P1 by P4, so into P4 by P3. So then you can split into this, so 10 log P1 by P4 plus, so 10 log P4 by P3. Now, so P1 by P4, that is a coupling factor, and P4 by P3, that is directivity. Now I is equal to C plus D. I is equal to C plus D. So isolation is equal to coupling factor plus directivity. Coupling factor plus directivity. So this is the, so important derivations related to the, so directional coupler. I think, is it clear up to this part? So then we go for the, so another type of waveguide, waveguide components. So that is the isolator, circulator and gyrator. So it will operate based on the, so Faraday rotation. Based on the, so Faraday rotation. So for Faraday rotation, so we are using the ferrite devices. Ferrite devices. So ferrite devices will execute the Faraday rotation. So Faraday rotation means, suppose if send a electromagnetic signal, so through a ferrite rod, so depends upon the length of the device, it will undergo, the electromagnetic wave undergoes the, so some rotation, that is called as the, so Faraday rotation. Okay, so for Faraday rotation, so simply you can say Faraday rotation, so using the ferrite devices. So ferrite devices, so ferrite devices having the properties of magnetism. So based on this property, if you send any signal, electromagnetic signal through these ferrite rods, so it undergoes a, so Faraday rotation, that is called as the, so Faraday rotation. So based on this concept, so we are going to design special types of components, that is called as isolator, gyrator and circulator. Isolator, gyrator and circulator. Okay, so then you go for the, so ferrite devices. So next you can go for the, so ferrites. So the ferrites, so having the non-metallic insulators, so with having the magnetic properties. So ferrites are so non-metallic, so non-metallic insulators. So but with, so magnetic properties. So the material we are using here is the, so manganese ferrite. That is the material we can use here is the, so Mn Fe2O3. That is the manganese ferrite. And another one we can use zinc ferrite. So Zn Fe2O3. So zinc ferrite. And another one we can use here the yttrium iron garnet. That is Y3 Fe2 of FeO4. Please remember about that is the yttrium iron garnet. Yttrium iron garnet. So these are the materials. At least remember these two. So manganese ferrite and zinc ferrite. It is the non-metallic insulators, but we're having the magnetic properties. So based on the magnetic properties, we have the Faraday rotation. So Faraday rotation. So what is the Faraday rotation means? So Faraday rotation. If you send any electromagnetic signal to this ferrite rod, it undergoes a Faraday rotation. So you can write when EM wave, electromagnetic wave, EM wave, so propagates through the ferrite. So in the direction of bias, the polarization undergoes rotation proportional to the length of ferrite. So this Faraday rotation, this is called as the Faraday rotation. So if any EM wave propagates through the ferrite rod, so in the direction of the bias, so the polarization undergoes rotation, so proportional to the length of the ferrite device. So it is called Faraday rotation. It is called, we can say Faraday rotation. Faraday rotation. Okay. Suppose this is the ferrite rod, so we can propagate. So if any signal through the ferrite rod, it undergoes a rotation. So the rotation is depends upon the length of this ferrite rod. So this concept is called as the Faraday rotation. So based on this Faraday rotation, so we have special type of devices in the microwaves. So we have the three things here. So one is the isolator, so gyrator, and third one is the circulator. So isolator, so gyrator, so devices, so based on Faraday rotation. So these are the special type of devices. So we have in the microwaves, that is isolator, gyrator, and circulator. Okay. So now we see one by one. So how this isolator works and gyrator works and circulator works. Okay. Is it clear up to this? So what is meant by ferrite rods? So ferrite rods are non-metallic insulators. So they are made up with they have the magnetic properties. The material we are using in the ferrite rods are manganese ferrite, zinc ferrite, and yttrium iron garnet. So these are the material we are using in the ferrite rods. So in ferrite rod, if you propagate any electromagnetic wave to the ferrite rod, so it undergoes some rotation. So based on the length of the ferrite rod, that is called as the Faraday rotation. So based on this concept, we have special type of devices, that is isolator, gyrator, and circulator. So now you can see, so what is this? So three devices. So one by one, then go for the isolator. So this one is the isolator. Okay, isolator, it is a two-port device. It is a two-port device. It is a two-port device. So it is a two-port device. You can port 1. This is port 2. It is a two-port device. It is a two-port device. So the properties, the characteristics of this is the important properties. So from port 1 to port 2, from port 1 to port 2, so zero attenuation, no attenuation. Port 1 to port 2, no attenuation. So from port 2 to port 1, port 2 to port 1. Reverse direction means in reverse direction. So it is the infinite attenuation. Infinite attenuation. That means so it will allow signal only in one direction. It will allow signal only in one direction. That means from port 1 to port 2. So in reverse direction, it not allow any signal. So this isolator using in the microwave bench. So immediate after the Klystron power supply, we are using the Klystron mount. We are using the